Meteorologist Joe is starting another look at the upcoming winter for blank industries here. Let's take a look first of all at the temperatures and the snowfall. So we're trying to hone in on this snowfall. We believe it's a bigger than average year. Great Lakes back into the south central plains. East Coast, same kind of situation we've had the past couple of years where we could get a couple of big storms just really tilt things around. And if you miss the storm, you're left holding the bag, so to speak. When you look at last year's snowfalls, well above normal, it started around D.C. through Atlantic City and southeast New England. Atlantic City had their snowiest January on record, but then you get over to Harrisburg, it was hardly anything. And then, the overall general snowfall, and this is first flake to last flake, so you can keep it snowing into April here. Looks like this. Here's your temperatures on the analog package. And I'll explain that in just a moment. The years where the sea surface temperatures are closest to this year. This is November and then December. And there is a way December could be very cold. And it would have to do with what we look at in October with hurricane production and precipitation and temperatures, because that can give us a hint there. But for right now, the analogs we're using look like this. Here's January, February, and then March. And the Pioneer model that we have here at Weatherbell looks a lot like our model. Now, it looks a lot like my forecast, okay? Which is not a model. My forecast is not a model. It's based on a bunch of other stuff. But Joe DeLeo has developed a model. And if it's going to be cold, it'll see it, believe me. So here's the sea surface temperatures that we've had this August. You notice the Indian Ocean is cold. The northern part of the Pacific very warm, and the North Atlantic very warm, and there's the La Nina. And the analog package looks like that, except this year it's on steroids, which can really make things interesting. But the same general kind of pattern would try to evolve where you try to see a trough to develop in the eastern part of the United States. Now, the European has more hanging back to the west, but crucially, it has undercutting going on in Europe, and it has a lot of positives up over Greenland, Iceland, and the North Pole, and that's usually the kind of thing that will deliver cold air into the United States. But in that set of analogs, I want to show you how there's 5 or 6 analogs, but we have one that's extremely warm, 05, 06. Actually, December 05 was quite cold. And that year was the year Wilma hit Florida. And believe it or not, the way there's a big correlation to October hurricane activity in cold December. So we're going to be watching that real closely for you. But look what happened in 14, 15. So it's pretty big swing over there, all right? And, I'm paraphrasing Rocky Balboa here. Remember when Adrian said, well, why do you want to be a fighter? And she says, you got to be a moron, a complete moron to be a fighter. Of course, he couldn't sing and dance. Now, in the weather, recently, because of the way December's been, you got to be a moron, a complete moron to forecast a cold December. But if there's a moron that's going to do it, it would be me. And if you read the discussion we put out, October is a crucial month. Should have widespread warmth. Should have a lot of precipitation in the southeast. If we have a couple hurricane hits, look out. Now, I could have looked out for December, not only for the hurricane hits, but there's a strong correlation to that. There are 12 years since 1950 where that's happened, and December's, if not December, then November, right? One of the two turned very cold. So that's something that, whenever you're fast out of the box, it's always good to get a lead. Put it that way. All right. All right. Getting all fired up over here. Hope you are too. Thanks for being a client. Thanks for allowing me to do this. And above all, enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.